Some light-hearted information to do with football, and they're kind of obviously not famous like football players like Kissogram has gone on from playing with Swindon Town, and Colin Calderwood. There's so many people, Fraser Digby. There's lots, too many to remember, too many to mention. Jimmy Quinn and so on, but they get fans everywhere. I was simply the accountant, company secretary, and I've seen it, tasted some of it sometimes. So I remember once going skiing some years after, it must have been, I don't know, 15 years after Swindon Town scandal, and I was in one of the ski lodges getting my my skis on, and a young lad, typical handsome young football player like the program you see on TV, they call Football Players' Wives. They was naturally, I understand, and full of it, young lad, well, in mid-20s. And he started saying that he played for Reading and he played for Swindon. I said, well, I worked at Swindon. So he asked who I was. I told him, and his face changed. He said, they still talk about you now. Anyway, it was quite a strange thing because it's, he was no longer being the lad's football player, famous football player. He just saw me in a kind of a larger-than-life situation. Next day, I was skiing on the baby slopes, and he came up to me, took his goggles off, took his gloves off, wanted to shake hands with me. It's quite funny, really. Then another occasion, I was on a course in Luton, and of course somebody recognised me. He said, "No, you're from Swindon Town Football Club." So that was another one. Then I was in Fungarilla, near Malaga, near El Faro, and I was in a nightclub called Tahiti bar we used to go to. It was a nice place. And I met a Swedish, either Swedish or I think a Swedish tax official who knew all about me. It's quite strange. And I'd say I was helping out my son's employer. Was having some difficulties, and I asked to see his accountants and insolvency experts. And I went along to see him, and I took a back seat, and they just chatted and talked, and I didn't really participate. But we had a second meeting. At a second meeting, the accountant there, his eyes all lit up like he was a football fan, and he was just a lad, and he didn't want to speak to my son's boss. All he wanted to do was speak to me. Quite clearly from his face, I could see that he's discovered who I am. He said, "You found out who I am?" I said, "Yep." So yes, I've asked him strange. I think that's really, it was not many things. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, another time I was in Harding's nightclub in Swindon. I used to go there a lot, my cousin, and I used to oversee the accounts of a Kissogram business. Anyway, this young girl that I didn't recognise, who was the main Kissogram in this business, recognised me, and she was also overwhelmed by the publicity. So sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, and I know most of it is not. Most of it is frightening. Most of it you think you're going to get beaten up and attacked. And I had the police guard my house at one time because they were having riots in the town. Anyway, that's a long time ago. Bye.